Okay, good morning, everyone. Now we're going to start with number 1, simplify the following expressions. Letter A is very simple. You just need to square the 3 root 7, which is, this one means you're just going to square your 3, and you're also going to square your root 7, which we know that if you have a root here, root inside and then outside the square, you can just undo each other. So it will just become 7, but 3 squared will become 9, and they are multiplying to each other. Then you have 7 here. The final answer will just be 63. Now let's move on to letter B, which is you have 8 plus root 5 multiplied 2 minus root 5, which you can just do the rainbow method or the FOIL method. Let's just go with the rainbow method. I think it's very common for you to use rainbow method term. Okay, so basically start with this one. 8 times 2, we're going to have 16, and then next one will be 16 multiplied by that one, which it will become negative 8 root 5. Okay, you will not multiply the 8 and 5, but you will just combine them together, and it will be negative because you have a negative right there. So it's just negative 8 root 5. Now let's go with this one, which is root 5 multiplied by 2. It will become positive 2 root 5. And last one, we have this one, which is root 5 multiplied by root 5. You know that it will become negative root 25, which I know you can just write the 5 there. It's up to you. But let me show the whole workings here. So we have 16 minus 8 root 5 plus 2 root 5. I can combine them because they have the same root 5. So because they have, like, consider root 5 as a variable. So you can combine them. Negative 8 plus 2 will become negative 6. And then you just copy the root 5 there. And then minus 5. Why? Because root 25 will just be 5. And then what are you going to do is you can still combine the 16 minus 5, which it will become 11 minus 6 root 5. And yeah, that's the final answer. Okay, now let's go with number 2. In this question, you must show all stages of your working because you cannot just use calculator for this one. I mean, you can easily put this in calculator, yes, for checking, but still I need workings. And there's a lot of ways to do this. And I'm not going to limit you on whatever method you're going to use. For me, what I'm going to do is just a simple combining of my fractions, which I'm going to put it here. So I will make them same denominator, which is I will just combine them together, having both root 2 as their denominator. And then what I'm going to do is to multiply this, and that will be 50 times 2 will be a root of 100, and the negative 8 will just be still there because originally the denominator of that is root 2. Okay, you need to simplify it. 100, square root of 100 will be 10 minus 8, and then you still have root 2 there. And then, of course, you're just going to simplify 2 over root 2. You're still not done because you need to answer in the form of a root 2, meaning to say you need to rationalize that 2 root 2. When you say rationalize, you need to multiply both your numerator and your denominator by whatever surds you have at the bottom, which is multiply both sides by root 2, multiply by root 2, and then 2 times root 2 will be 2 root 2, and then, where are we? And then we have root 2 times root 2 will be root 4. Or you know that it will just become 2 root 2, root 4 will be 2, and then you can just cancel that 1. So the answer will just be 1 root 2, or just simply root 2. But yeah, if you're going to tell me what is A, if you want to, actually this one is already okay. I mean, you already answer in the form of A root 2, but maybe there's a follow-up question like what will be your A? The A is the one before that surds, which is nothing, and you know that that is just 1. If you just want to put that A is equal to 1 there. Okay, now let's move on to the second follow-up question. Solve the equations to 3x minus 1 and is equal to 16. So we keep on doing this kind of question. I'm hoping that it's easy for you. So what I'm going to do is to make them the same base. This one is just the same because I want to make the 16 with the base of 2. So think of an exponent that I will put in 2 that I will have 16. So if I have 2 raised to 3, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 will be 8, right? But if we have 2 times, another times 2 or 2 raised to 4, it will be 16. You can check it out. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 will be 16. Then with that, the exponent will just be equal to each other because they have the same base already. When you say base, the number there, um, like the one with that exponent. So it's the same 2. So I can just go with 3x minus 1 is equal to 4. Use your basic algebra. 3x is equal to 5 because I will put that negative 1 on the other side plus 1. And then divide both sides by 3. And then the answer will be 5 over 3. Okay, next let's go with number 3. And once again, calculator is allowed, but we want to see the workings for this one. So for you to solve this, you want to convert this to a proper quadratic equation or inequality. So it will become x squared minus x, and I'm going to put my 20 on the other side. It will become negative 20 now. Greater than will be this one because there's nothing there, so it's just going to be 0. Then what you're going to do is you're going to factor this one. Think of two numbers that when you multiply negative 20, when you add, it's negative 1 there. Again, think of two numbers that when you multiply negative 20, when you add negative 1. So basically, we have negative 5 and positive 4. And once again, this is still greater than to 0, but we're going to do something for a proper inequality later on. So I know that x will be just a reverse, will be 5 and then negative 4. This is not yet done because you need to answer in set notations. So what I'm going to do is try to draw so you can visualize things here. So my positive 5 is around here. My negative 4 is maybe around here. Take a look at this. This is a quadratic, a positive quadratic, which means that it is a smiling parabola or opening upwards. Now, it says that it is greater than 0, meaning to say I'm going to consider everything, my y, that is greater than 0. So, everything here on the top of the x-axis, right? Because that's everything that is 0 or greater than 0. And what will be your domain on that one? So you can see that this arrow will keeps on approaching to the left. So I will say that this one is x is less than to negative 4. Then how about on the other side, like this part? You know that it will infinitely going to approach to the right. So everything that is greater than 5. You can put or here because it can be in any way, which is x less than negative 4 or x is greater than 5. This is the final answer. Okay, now let's go with number 4. Find the set of the values or find the x's. So what I'm going to do here is you have 4. Let me just copy 4 times 2x minus 3 less than or equal to 7 minus x. So the first thing that you will do, if you have brackets there, better for you to expand. So I will do rainbow method here to expand. So it will become 8x minus 12 less than or equal to 7 minus x. I will be putting all my x's on the left side, which is it will become 8x plus x, then less than or equal to 7. My 12 will be on the other side. It will become plus 12 there. Then you just need to combine. 8x plus x will be 9x. And then 7 plus 12 will be 19. And then divide both sides by 9 because you want x alone, and x will be equal to 19 over 9. Remember, in inequality, if you're going to divide it by a negative number, you're going to switch or flip the inequality. Like if it's greater than, it will be less than. But in this case, we are just dividing it to positive. So there's nothing to worry in this kind of question. But once again, maybe it will happen in the test, so you need to take note of that. Okay, let's go in letter B. For letter B, you're just going to do factorization here. Whatever method you like, quadratic formula will be given in the test, or magic X. I can go with magic X here, so at least you can simplify, or I mean, you can recall, but it's still up to you guys. So what I'm going to do is 3 times negative 2, I will put it on the top, which is negative 6. The one at the middle, which is negative 5, will be here at the bottom. And then you're going to think of two numbers that when you multiply negative 6, when you add, will be negative 5. So what do you think is that? When we multiply, let's try 3 and 2. Do you think it's correct? 3 times 2 is 6 when you add, but the problem is it's negative, right? So maybe we can think of other, which is maybe 1 and 6. But the 6 is negative, so basically the negative 6 here will be negative as well. So we're not yet done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it everything by that initial, which is, or the first coefficient, divide both sides by 3, divide both sides by 3. And this one, I will write it as 3x plus 1. And this one, I will simplify. You can simplify, it becomes negative 2 over 1, which can be written at x minus 2. And I'm just going to copy this one, rewrite it there. Greater than 0. And then you're going to do the same thing we did on number 3. I'm going to write now my x's, which is negative 1/3, and the other one will be positive 2. But again, this is not yet done. I want you to draw so you can visualize things. My positive 2 is around here. My negative 1/3 is probably around here. My parabola is a positive 3 here. Take a look at the very first one with the x squared. It's positive. So it's opening upward. And since it's greater than 0, what I'm going to take a look is these two separate arrow. So the idea is the notation will be also separate. Everything that is less than negative 1/3 will be the domain, and everything greater than to positive 2 will be considered as domain. So that's the final answer for this one. Okay, now let's go with letter C. So you have as you can see, for C, both the question in A and both the question in, including the question in letter B. So you don't need to redo it. You're just going to use the answer from your original or from the previous question. Okay, for letter C, I suggest you to draw it in a line so you can visualize things. So the answer here is this 19 over 9, right? So what I'm going to do is to make a straight line here that basically this is around 0 maybe. Then this is, I don't need to complete the number line because I think it will just confuse your mind. I want you to plot your 19 over 9, your 1/3, negative 1/3, and your 2. You need to put it there. So maybe my negative 1/3 is around here, and then the 2 is here. And then the 19 over 9, when you put it in calculator, it's around 2 point something. So it will be around here. So 19 over 9. You don't need to be accurate on this one. But what you need to do is draw first this one. Draw this one. So I'm going to plot here at that because it's equal. And then I will be just following this arrow, which means everything that is less than to that will be included. And then this one, I'm going to do this one. Okay, you have a negative 1/3 here, and then just follow the arrow there. And then this one is 2. Here is the 2, and then you just follow here. The question there is both something like this and ini. So it's like which part of the line there satisfies the equation. So basically, the one that satisfies the equation is everything with the two lines. So from here, this part, and this part. This one, you will not consider that because it's only a single line. Like, you need to consider the one that with both lines at the same time because it says both. So how do you write this part? That one means that everything that is less than 2 negative 1/3. And how about this portion, this, if you're going to zoom in this part, so what's that? So it's like everything in between of 2 and 19/9, but you need to write it properly, which is, it will be less than, x is greater than 2, and the other one will be less than or equal to negative 19. I put equal here because you know that basically it's here, so it's just the same thing there. Okay, so take note and digest that one. Okay, sorry, it must be everything here. Okay, now let's go with number 5, wherein the topic is under trapezium rule. It's actually one of the easy questions, but it's kinda like long method. So, but yeah, don't worry. You don't need to complete the table. If you still remember when we discuss it and do it in class, like you need to complete the whole table. But this one, don't worry. The questions, make sure that you're going to have enough time, and then you just need to complete the table there. So for you to get those numbers, how? So you know that for you to get this 1.414, basically you just put 0 in your x there. Just put it in calculator, and then whatever will be the answer in calculator, you just put it there. Okay? So once again, you don't need to do the 0 to 1.5. What I need to do is for this 2 now to complete. So I'll just put in calculator, which is it will become 2 raised to 2 plus 1. We need 3 decimal places. You need to follow these instructions right here. So let me show the use of calculator in this part. So square root of 2 instead of raised to x, I'm going to put now the number that I'm supposed to substitute. Then cursor down, plus 1. Actually, you can do mental math here, but just put the roots, right? But let's put the whole workings. And then, yeah, it will give you root 5, but I want you to click the decimal there. So this one will show you 2.236. So I need 3 decimal places. And then next is, please don't erase that thing in your calculator. Just put the cursor back to that exponent, and instead of 2, make it 2.5, and then click again equal, and it will be giving you 2.580. Still put 0 just to to follow the 3 decimal places there. And then what are you going to do is yeah, that's it for letter A. So please don't skip this kind of question because it's just easy. We're going to use the trapezium rule formula, and hopefully you still remember the trapezium formula, like how to use it, but it will be there in the formula sheet, so you don't need to worry. The formula is this one, h over 2, and then y0, meaning to say the y0 is this one, y0, and then plus your yl, or the last y, It may change, so I will not give a number there. If you want to put y6, go ahead. But I will just put yl, meaning to say my last y. And then everything at the middle, you're just going to add, and then add this at the middle, and then multiply, add all the middle. This is not the exact formula that you will see in the formula sheet. It's like the proper way, like y1 plus y2 plus y3 and so on and so forth. But I'm just showing you like the concept behind this. Okay, and then y2, add everything and then multiply by 2. And then, yeah, I need to see the substitution of that. You cannot just put it in calculator right away. Let me just, okay. So, sorry for what I want to see at least is A is equal to, oh yeah, we still don't have H. And how to get the H? I mean, you can use the formula that we are using from your lower limits or your upper, from lower to higher limits, but actually you can just take a look at this one. 0 becomes 0.5. 0.5 becomes 1. So what's the jump? It's 0.5, right? So basically your H will be just 0.5 over 2. And then your Y0 is again 1.414. Your Y, the last Y is 3. And then you're going to sum everything. You can just add here. When I add 1.554, 1.732, and so on and so forth, these 5 things here, the sum of that will be 10.059. Okay, and then at that one, if you already have this is already okay to me. Give me the A. You can put it directly in your calculator, but please be careful in your parentheses. You need to perform this one first before multiplying it to 0.5 over 2. That's the common mistake of students. Please don't forget your parentheses. And the answer will be 6.133 square units. Okay, now let's go with letter C. Referring to the curve in figure 1, you're going to tell me if your estimate or your answer 6.133 is an overestimate or underestimate. This one you need to answer with a reason based on the graphs itself. So take a look at your graph. The graph is like this, which is it's a convex. Let me just say that this is an overestimate since the graph is a convex. When you say convex, so it curves upwards or draws straight lines. I mean, it curves upwards or its second derivatives will be positive. Again, when you say convex, it curves upwards or its second derivative will be positive. And yeah, you know that if it's a happy face, meaning to say it will be overestimate. And take note that when you draw straight lines between points to form trapeziums, these lines lie above the actual curve. Therefore, the area of those strips or the trapeziums will be slightly larger than the area under the curve. If you want, I just want to see the word overestimate there and the convex, which is like you can support it by having curves upwards here. And that's it. I can give you the whole marks. But if you want to be more technical, you can remember that you can just compare. Your estimate is the one you answered in B, which is 6.133. Now, your exact value will be the the exact answer will be the one in the calculus. So, what I want you to do is, if you have a good calculator, better for you to compare it here. So, you're just going to simply put your functions there. How? Integral of your limits, which is 0 and 3. 0 and 3, always below at the bottom. And then just write this function there, which is 2 raised to x plus 1. And then how about let's try to put that in your calculator. Just like this, but let me just restart this. Okay, integral, this one, you're going to click that. And your limits, if you want to put your limits first, will be 3. And then up to 0, 0 to 3. Then I will be putting now the functions, only starting with the root 2. Root 2 raised to your x. The x is this red x, which you will get that from alpha x, or the parenthesis thing there. Bring the cursor down and then plus 1. Your answer, put equal, and your answer will be 6.119. If you're going to compare it to this 6.133, what do you think is bigger? The bigger one is the estimate. Therefore, it is overestimate. I want to see this one because this one follows the instructions. But if if you have something like this in your side just to support your claims, then of course I'm going to consider it overestimate. Okay, now let's go with number 6. It's sketching your trigo function. I just want to recall something about this one. Like, let's say you have y is equal to sin x or sine x. You know that the graph will be, you have a positive 1 and negative 1. Your y's will just be from negative 1 and 1, and it will start from the origin. And then it will go like that. That's a positive sine x. And wherein this is a pi, and this one is 2 pi. That's how it goes. Now, if you have 1 plus sine x, meaning to say you're just going to put it up, which is, if you want to draw that, 1 plus sine x. So you're just going to put it up. Instead of starting from 0, 0, it will be adjusted up. So this one is 1 and this one is 2, for example. And then instead of earlier, we started here, right? But since there's a 1 plus here in your y, you're going to adjust that. And it will be starting from this, going that here, and will not pass through your x-axis because it will be adjusted. So, if you want to take note, like this will be your middle line now, which is basically just the same thing. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so once again, it will be shifting 1 unit up. So of course, this one will be your pi now, and still the end will be your 2 pi. But you need to label the coordinates of the points where the graph intersects the coordinate axis. Meaning to say, I want to see the intercepts, which you can just simply look at your graph. You see that your intercepts will be here, which is 0, 1, right? But we can label, just let's label it here, 0, 1. And then the other one is here, which is the middle of pi and 2 pi, which will be 3 pi over 2. Now, if you cannot think of something like this, you can also use the substitution way, wherein when you know that when you are getting your intercepts, you're just going to make the other one 0, right? So what I'm going to do is just copy y is equal to 1 plus sin x. Okay, let's get first my making x 0. So y is equal to 1 plus sin 0. Okay, 1 is equal to, because you know that sin 0 will just be 0, right? So it's just 1 there. And then, yeah, and then since x is 0, so your coordinates is 0 and 1. That's why we got that other coordinates there. The other one is making your y 0. 0 is equal to 1 plus sin x, and then you need to solve for your x, which means that -1, put it the other side, so it becomes -1, then sine x. And then for you to solve your sine x, you're going to do, you can do sine inverse -1 there, and it will, because if you want to get that x beside your whatever trigonometric function you have, you're just going to do sine inverse and put the -1 there. And then what we're going to do is to put that sine inverse -1. But don't be shocked, because the thing that you're going to get here is -1/2 pi, meaning say the one on the other side, but we only have here the domain, which is 0 to 2 pi. So what you're going to do with that answer in calculator, you're just going to add, so that it will be on that domain, you're just going to add plus 2 pi there, which is, when you add 2 pi here, okay, sorry. When you add plus 2 and then shift alpha here, you're going to have 3 over 2 pi. But once again, this is only an optional way. There's another way, which is only based on the graph. Like in between a pi and 2 pi, you know that it's 3 over 2 pi. So you can just put it there. So it is 3 pi over 2. This is just optional. And there you go. Once I can see, the most important thing is this one. If I can see that, then you will have the full marks there. Okay, next will be the letter B, which is a little bit long. For letter B, we will have a full trapezium rule here because there's no table available. So you need to do all the 5 strips. The first thing that you will do is get your H. Your H is B minus A divided by the number of strips, which is 5. Your B is the upper limit, which is 2 pi minus 0 divided by 5. And this one will give you 2 pi over 5. It's kind of annoying number because you will keep on adding that in your table. So meaning to say, my x and y here, let me just put that here. So the first one will be 0, starting from 0, then add 2 pi over 5. And I want you to keep on adding. Just put it in calculator. You must be in radian. 2 pi over 5 plus 2 pi over 5 will be 4 pi over 5 plus 2 pi over 5. Again, you can just have, add the numerators there because this is the same 5 at the denominator. So which is 6 pi over 5. And then we have 8 pi over 5. And lastly, you're going to have 10 pi over 5. That will give you 2 pi, which is, that's the upper limits that we are aiming. And what you're going to do is to complete each of your y by putting it in calculator. What you're going to put in calculator is your function. Calcu, you must put your 1 plus sin x only without the integral, please. Only that, and you keep on changing your x. For example, 1 plus sin 0. That's it. And then another example is 1 plus sin 2 pi over 5. And that's it. You're going to continue. You can just go directly in putting in calculator. And I think I'll just go with the 4 decimal places. Of course, this one will be 1. The next one is 1.9511, 1.5878, 0.4122, 0.0489, and of course we have 1 here. And once again, you're going to use the formula, which is h over 2 multiply the first y, this one, and then add the last y. And then you're going to add all at the middle and multiply it by 2. And that's the formula. Okay, I need the substitution, at least the substitution, guys. So your h is 2 pi over 5. over 2. And then your H0 is H0, Y0 will be 1. And then 1 plus 1 plus 2. You can just add all the middle, this one. Just add, put it in calculator. Be careful. One number wrong, you will have a disaster in the accuracy of your answer. And then the total of that will be around 4. Yeah, it's around 4 there. And your final answer will be around 2 pi, or you can go with 6.283 or 6.28 only. And that's square units, don't forget, because we are talking about the area here using the trapezoid rule. That's it. Okay, now let's go with number 7, wherein a solution is given, but you need to identify the 2 mistakes made by the students. So if I were you, you can also do it in your own first, then you just compare which one is wrong in the solutions. But actually, right away, you can see that the student didn't follow the law of logarithms. Like for error 1, you can say that the 2 log 2x minus log 2 root x is not equal for this one. Like, how come from this it becomes that? No, that's very wrong. So you can rewrite it and then put a symbol there of not equal to 2 log 2 x over root x. Maybe you're going to say, Miss, it's correct because it's minus here. And I remember that you're just going to divide this x here and the root x. Yes, that's correct. If there's no number at the top, I mean, there's no coefficient in your logs, what you need to do first is to make sure that that coefficient 2 will be a power to that x. So you can say here that coefficient 2 must be a power first to your x. Following, so you can state here, let's just state it here. You can have a parenthesis here and says that it's a power rule. Remember, if there's a coefficient, you can put it here as exponent. So it will become now this one must be, you can put correction here, log 2x squared there. Because again, this coefficient must be there in the exponent of your x. Minus log 2 root x is equal to 3. And that's the time you can do it. Combine log 2, and since it's minus, it will become x squared over root x is equal to 3. Okay? But there's another error. Take a look there. What do you think happened? So there's like assuming that he is correct here, or he or she is correct there, and we're going to consider this one. It's wrong that from here it becomes this, because you know that the log to whatever number, that small number, it will be the base. And the exponent will be the one on the right side, or the like in the other side of the equal, and then it will be equal to x. So as you can see, what he or she did here is 3 squared. It must be 2 cube instead. Okay, but how can we say that in a form that it will be considered correct? So you can say that definition of log is incorrect. Log 2x is equal to 3 can be transformed to exponential form. Exponential form bisa. And then it will be Base will be 2. The 3 will be the exponent and your argument will be your x. So x is equal to 2t. Assuming that it's correct, right? Okay? And that's it. That's the answer only in letter A. Now, let's move on in letter B. Correct value of x. So I want you to answer it differently now, like in your own understanding and the correct form. So I will just continue on this right side and then solve this one. So once again, I have something like this and I want to simplify my x. So I can do log 2 x squared over x 1/2. If you still remember that, we can do it. If you have a root x means x is equal to 1/2. And then you can simplify this. It's division to each other. So you can do 2 minus 1/2. So it will become log 2 x is equal to 3 over 2. So we put it there and it's equal to, hope you can follow because if you have x and x, they're like numerator, denominator, you're just going to minus your exponent there because they are the same, is equal to 3. And then what are we going to do next is you can put it on it will be the reverse now, which is you will put this now in your coefficient right there. So it will become 3 over 2 log 2 x is equal to 3. I will be using this side. And then what I'm going to do is divide. I will be copying first log 2 x is equal to 3. Divide both sides by 3 over 2. 3 over 2. Cancel, cancel. And then log 2 x is equal to what is 3 divide 3 over 2? You can just simply put it in your calculator, which is equal to 2. And then I want you to put it in exponential form. Base is 2. This one, okay, it is just equal to each other, but please don't be confused that the base will be the one beside the log. And this one will be your exponent is equal to x. And 2 raised to 2 will just be equal to 4. And therefore, that's the answer. Okay, next, let's go with number 8. Calculators alone is not allowed. We need workings on this one. And the first question is very easy, like easy peasy, guys. But I want to see like you transform this exponential form into logarithmic form. Wherein you're going to make this one in log form. B is equal to log. What's the base? 2, right? And then the argument is 50. And then you're just going to put it in calculator, which I need 3 decimal places. Log 250, I need to see that before you can do and put the answer, which is 5.644. That's it. Okay, now let's go with the second answer, which second question, find the exact value of B such that you have a given equation here involving your logs. So what I'm going to do here is to separate my B. Because I have log 2, 32 there, we can just separate this one because the 32 and B are multiplying to each other. It looks like single, but they are actually two things multiplying to each other. And then you know that if we have two things multiplying in logs, we can expand it and make it addition at the middle. Log 2, 32 plus log 2b. And then since I'm asking for the value of b, I need to combine all my logs together or maybe arrange it properly first. 2 log b minus log b here. Log 2b, putting this on the other side. And then I will have Log 232, what is log 232 first? We can just make it 5, okay? Or wait a minute. Okay, so going back, so I will have log 232. You know that you can just put it in calculator, but basically you know that what will be the exponent of 2, that when when I execute, it will be 32. 2 raised to 5 will be 32. So you can just simply put 5 here. And then this other 5 here, I will put it on the other side. It will be just be minus 5. And it will just be 0. So let me just rewrite that. 2 log 2b minus log 2b is equal to 0. And then for me to simplify my b, I would like to put this 2 on the exponent, power rule, right? So it will become log 2 b squared minus log 2 b is equal to 0. And then there's a minus. I can combine it now because they are the same, log 2, and I will divide both now. B squared over b is equal to 0. I will simplify. Log 2 will just be equal to b because b squared over b will just be, you cancel out the indices or you can just divide them, is equal to 0. And then this is logarithmic form wherein you can just put it in exponential form. The 2, the base there in log will be the 2 base there in exponential, and your exponent will be that 0 and equal to b. And you know that any number that when you raise to 0 will always be 1. And that's the answer. Okay, next we have number 9, a trigo equation that you need to solve. So for sine theta is equal to 3 cos theta, we need to get the value of tan theta. This is very easy because you need to get only the tan theta. So in what trigo function do you think we will have tan? Or tan is equal to something. Tan is equal to sin over cos. You know that. So what I'm going to do is, let me just write something like that. Tan theta is equal to sin over cos theta. So what I'm going to do is to do my best so I can have sin over cos and convert it to tan later on. So I can divide both sides by cos theta, divide both sides by cos theta. This one will be cancelled and sin over cos will be now 4 tan theta. But there's still 3 there, and don't worry, you just need to remove your 4 by dividing both sides by 4. And there you go, your tan theta will just be 3 over 4. And that's it. You don't need to get the degree because we're going to do that in letter B. But for letter A, that's it. Now, let's go with letter B. It's just a continuation right there, so you don't need to rewrite it. But I will go start here in tan theta is equal to 3/4. Now, for you to get the degree, you know that you're going to do tan inverse and then whatever is the number 3/4 here. But if you're going to use calculator, please bear in mind that we are now in degree. There's no pi here but a degree. So what you're going to do is to use your calculator and make sure that it's in degrees. So what we're going to do is, this is still in radians, so I'm going to convert it to shift mode and choose your degree and press 3. That's it, degree. And then you're going to do it now, shift tan, so you can have tan inverse, and then you can put 3 over 4 there, or if you want fraction, go ahead. I just want to use this. And the answer will be 36.1 decimal place only. It says 1 decimal place and 9 degree. But you're not yet done. This is not yet done because I need the whole angle in 0 to 360. So you're going to draw that. What ever you're getting there will be the from the standard. As we learned last time, that meaning to say this one is the 36.9. And your tangent here, your 3/4 is positive. If you still remember, ASTC, all sick to Christ, ASTC. So your tangent is positive. In what quadrant? It's still positive. It's still positive here. But take note that the 36.9 is also 36.9 here. But the question there is always from standard. I want to know what is this to this one. So basically what you're going to do is, this whole thing in the upper two quadrants is just 180. So you're just going to do, your other theta will be 36.9 plus 180, which is 216.9 degree. And therefore, that's the two answers that we need. Okay, now let's go with number 10, wherein we're going to solve once again your trigonometric equation. So for the first one, it's actually easy because it's already factorized, so you don't need to really factor it still. So you're just going to look at this one, which is x minus 1. The solution there will be the reverse, which is x is equal to 1. But the problem goes in this one, like how can I tell what is the value of x there? So you need to solve it. But the first x will be this one, but for this one, let me write here. So you have 3 sec x minus 2 is equal to 0. So let's put the negative 2 on the other side. It will become positive 2 and divide both sides by root 3 because I want to cancel it out. And then we have sec x is equal to 2 over root 3. Now, I cannot put sec or second in the calculator, but I can put the reverse or the reciprocal of that. And what's the reciprocal of sec? Cosecant. So you need to take note of that. So I can write cos x and then do the reciprocal of that right side, which is root 3 over 2. And you're not yet done because you need to get the x, which is for you to get that, you're going to do cos inverse root 3 over 2. And the final answer that you will get there is pi over 6. Now, please bear in mind that it's now in pi. This is pi, or meaning to say you must be in radian when you put that in calculator. Okay, now let's go in your second question, which is take note, this is degree. So please be smart in changing your mode of calculator. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here, manipulate and so on. But there's a little problem because you have a 2 theta here. This is a double angle. And there's a list of double angle formulas that you can use. Find it, 5 cos, I'm just rewriting, but instead of 2 pi, I will be looking, or sorry, I can remove the cos there. Find something in cos 2 pi, like double angle of cos. There's a series in the formula sheet. You will see one simplest answer there, and we're targeting to have a same trigo function here, which is sine. So find something with a sign there. Cos double theta will be equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. So you can take a look with the formulas given. Don't worry, it will be given. But there's a series, so you need to take a look what is the best thing to use. And then I'm going to do rainbow method here, expansion. And then it will be 5 minus 10 sine squared theta. I'm going to arrange it so that it will become like a quadratic sine theta. Negative there, it becomes positive on the other side. The 8 sine theta, the change sign, and minus 5 is equal to 0. We cannot simplify. And actually, you can just consider this one. This one looks like a quadratic. You can consider this one as 10x squared plus 8x minus 5. And actually, this is not a really good quadratic. Like you can do mental math or you can do magic x. We are suggesting for you to use quadratic formula, which is given anyway. So you can just put it there. So like quadratic formula is, that it will be b squared minus Wait. So let me just show you. If you want to, what I'm saying is if you want to use calculator techniques, you can, but only for checking. I want to see at least the substitution of the quadratic formula. And again, that's still in the formula sheet. So you have negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac square root divided by your 2a. Your b is negative 8, then plus minus. It means that at first you will do plus, then the next one try the minus, and you will have two answers there. B squared is 8 squared minus 4 times 10, and then multiply by negative 5, and don't forget you're going to square root, divide, and then multiply 2 by 10. And the answer that you will get there is x is equal to, okay, let's check. 0.412 and negative 1.212. Now, let's check in calculator techniques, yeah? If you have a quadratic equation, you can just double check. Okay. Okay, let me just write here. So you're going to do shape mode, sorry, my bad. Mode, and then use state equation, which is press 5. And then you're going to pick the number 3 because it's the quadratic there. 3. And then, yeah, you're just going to put your ABC, which is 10. 10, 8, then negative 5, and then press enter. See, you can give a decimal place, which is, that's correct, 0.412, and then the other one, which is negative 1.212. So I want you to double check using calculator techniques as well. Okay, now you're not yet done, because this is only x. And you know that instead of sine, we use x here. So basically, you're just going to do sine x is equal to 0.412. And for you to get your sorry, let's use theta here so it's not confusing. Because sine theta is equal to your x that you got, which is 0.412. And for you to get that, you're going to do sine inverse and 0.412. And the final answer there will be around, make sure that you are in degree because you are aiming for degree here. 24.3 degree. But you're not yet done, there's another answer, but not the one with the, not this, not the sine inverse negative 1.212, because you know that sine inverse will be negative, I mean, it will be coming only from negative 1 to 0, and that is more than negative 1. So if you want to try, go ahead. You can try, and you will see that it will be error. Let's see. Sine inverse, sorry, you need to go back now. Sorry. You need, okay, let's say you have sine inverse negative 1.212. There's nothing. It's error because again, it cannot be more than, it must be only 1 to negative 1. So I'm going to reject that. We can just reject that thing. So, wait a minute. So this one, rejected. But the other answer that I'm saying is that you still have another one, which is you're going to use again the ASTC or all sick to Christ, which is 24.3 is around here. But I need the whole rotation of 360 and your sign is positive. This is positive. So what other AS? So this one is also positive, which is this one is 24.3, but I also want to see this and D, sorry, this to this because we want the standard answer. So actually you can do 180 minus 24.3 and that will give you 155.7 degree. And that's the two answer.